Yo, what is up guys, I'm back, got a review here. This time we have the rule-based 86 Dembele. Now, I was always going to do this card when he's 5-star, 5-star, and as good as he is. I thought, there's no chance I'm not doing this card, no matter what price. So I bought him for 1.1 million, he's actually gone up from that, he's like 1.3 now, so that's really nice. So let's get into stats then. So he's got 5-star, 5-star, obviously, 5'10", high medium work rates, left-footed, 88 pace, 86 shooting, 80 passing, 89 dribbling, and 60 physical. So on paper, it looks like a very, very deadly card. In the games played with him, I played him at striker in foot champs. I won most of my games, to be fair. As you can see by his record, he's very, very good. But I'll speak more about that after, on the positives and negatives. I hope you enjoy the clips, and peace.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
So on to positive and negative about the card then. So first positive, I'm obviously giving the 5-star, 5-star. This every time for Dembele is one of the key aspects about him, and especially with this new promo, they've allowed it to be like a balance between meta cards and like nostalgia cards and like unusable cards, like cards that maybe like you would be boosted and be like, that card might be quite good, like Haaland maybe or something. But yeah, this Dembele card very, very meta, 5-star, 5-star, as you see by the price because of it. So the skills really, really good, weak foot really good. He did miss a few shots here and there, but generally speaking, those skills and weak foot are really nice to be fair. Next up for me is going to be the attack position. Now, the attack position for him actually really, really good to be fair. I did enjoy that at times. He would always be in the right position at the right time. I played a 2-strike formation, a 5-3-2. I always do. It starts really, really nice for him, and that was a key aspect about him. Next up for me is going to be the shot power. Now, this is a deadly aspect about him. I'm not going to put the finishing in the positives because people are the negatives, but the shot power, I would recommend you low driven with him. Low driven seems to be really, really good with Dembele because you need high shot power for it, and he seems amazing at it. As you see in one of the games, I literally scored 3 low drivens in one game against Mike now, which is one of my bogey keepers, so that was really, really nice for him. I did enjoy that. Next up for me is going to be the long shots. Now, the long shots may not seem that high, but they actually are in game, especially tied with that 85 curve as well. So both of them together allow them to be really, really deadly to finesse it from the edge of the box, inside the box, doesn't matter, he'll score it. Next up for me is going to be the agility. Now, this, along with the 5-star skills and along with the dribbling stat, all three of them are really, really nice, to be fair. I really did enjoy those stats about him. They kind of counteracted some, I'll speak about the negatives. So, yeah. If you like skills and you know how to like lead elastic and stuff like that, it's pretty easy. But if you know how to, it can be really, really deadly and stuff. Like 5-star skills with this card, especially at striker, it's just going to be immense. Like his normal card is really, really good. So imagine this card. Another personal favourite of mine is the ball control. Now the ball control for him really, really good, to be fair. I recommend you firing it in game with the R1X, which is the driven pass, because you really need to do driven passes in this game to make sure the ball goes to your player, otherwise you'll end up losing it and that'll be a lost attack. So drive it with your R1X. I'm not sure whether it's an Xbox, sorry, but it's your top bumper button and X, or I don't know what it is, but yeah. Fire it with it, and then it will take a good touch, to be fair, because his ball control actually is really good in game. Next to me is going to be the composure. Now, the composure actually felt quite good in game, to be fair. At times you would miss chances here and there, and I'll speak about the negatives as well, the composure. But generally speaking, to do general like tasks and aspects, it was actually quite nice, to be fair. So that was good for him. But that's all for the positives. Now let's get to the negatives. So on to the negatives about the card then. So first thing is I'm going to cover the pace. Now the pace actually doesn't really feel that fast for Dembele. I would recommend you putting a hunch on him because he does need that extra pace. I don't know why he didn't really feel that fast in game. Maybe because I've used normal Dembele and I've used that foot freeze one from last year and he just didn't feel anywhere near to either one of them. I know the pace isn't bad and you may be like, well, you can play him cam maybe, and I'll speak why you can't in a bit. But generally speaking, the pace it's not bad for he will break away from some defenders, but generally speaking, he didn't really feel that fast, and you will understand if you use the card. Now, next up for me, I'm going to go with the inconsistency of finishing. Sometimes it'll go bottom bins, top bins, no matter what you do, it will go in. But sometimes it'll go quite wide, and I'll also link this with the composure now. So both of them too. I know I'll put the composure in the positives, because as I said, it was good at times. But the inconsistency of the finishing at times would allow him to maybe be less than like a card for the same price, let's say Ronaldo or something, because the finishing may be a bit lackluster at times. Next for me is going to be the vision short pass and long pass. Now this is one of the reasons why you can't play him cam, because they're not really the best of stats. They're quite average, to be fair. They're not amazing, but they're not bad. I would say they're okay. Like you will get away with that, and they won't be really that bad. But generally speaking, it's not really one of those top tier cam cards, so don't really do that with him. Next up for me is reactions. Now the reactions, maybe this is why the pace felt a little bit slow at times, because he wasn't really fast to react to the ball. But generally speaking, the pace and reactions, like I know I'm saying they're bad, they are like sometimes a bit slow, but generally speaking, it is actually quite good, to be fair. You don't really notice it too much with the pace as long as you're in front of the defender already. Like if say side by side, he might lose the pace race because of the reactions, so just be wary of that. Next up for me is going to be the aerial ability. Now the aerial ability for him is really, really bad. As you see, 45 head accuracy, 62 jumping at 5'10". Really not the best at all. Don't really try and stick it up in the air to him. It's not really going to work. Now next to me, and this is my main negative about Ousmane, it always is and always will be, is stamina. I really wish they boosted it this year to like 80 something, because honestly he dies out so fast. Like he dies out probably around the 70th minute and you will have to bring him off, and it was kind of a frustrating thing because I'm trying to review him and he's like dead out of stamina by the 70th minute, so I have to bring on one of my super subs, and obviously it takes longer to review him, that means. So that is kind of a frustrating start about him. Last for me is going to be the strength. Now obviously at 5'10" and being a skiller with high agility, he's not really going to be the strongest, and if he was, he'd be the best player in the game. So the strength is a little bit low at times. He will get bodied obviously, but generally speaking, just keep the ball at his feet, keep it tight to him, and do some skills if a defender tries pushing you. But I'll speak more about this on the overall scores now. So overall for Dembele card, I know I have a lot of criticism about it, but generally speaking, it's actually quite a nice card, to be fair. I do really enjoy the card. He's got a few nice aspects of him, like shot power is very, very deadly. At times, the finishing was a little bit lackluster, but generally speaking, the low drivens were really, really nice with those combos. So let's get into the overall scores then. So first is the pace. Now I'm actually going to give this a 7 out of 10. I didn't really feel like it was as fast as it could have been. There's a lot of cards fast in it and you'll feel it in game. I don't know why it is, but it just doesn't really feel the fastest. Or even though it doesn't really feel slow, I would say 7 out of 10 is what I would give it. Now the shooting for him, I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10, sorry. I feel like the shooting overall is actually quite good. The inconsistency at times is a little bit annoying, but generally speaking, as you see by the stats, they are actually quite nice in game, especially with the 98 shot power. Next up is the passing. Now this I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It's not bad, but it's not amazing. Like the stats like the curve boost it, and then the stats are like bang average. So 7 out of 10 I think is perfectly good enough for that. I wouldn't recommend you playing him cam because of it. Now the dribbling for him, I'm actually going to give it a 8.5 out of 10. I do really think the dribbling is actually quite nice, to be fair. The agility is definitely a key aspect. The ball control is a very good aspect about it. The dribbling stat is actually quite nice, to be fair. So overall, the dribbling is quite a well-rounded thing, and that's why I'm going to give it that rating. Last me is the physical. Now, as you see on all of these stats, they're really quite bad, so I'm actually going to give it a 5 out of 10. There's no good stats in the physical at all. The jumping's really bad, the stamina's quite bad, the strength's quite bad, the aggression's quite bad, so 5 out of 10 for that, unfortunately. But generally speaking, you don't really need the strength with him or the physicality, so... Now, value for coins then. Now, I do feel like you can get better value for coins, considering he's rocking in at 1.3 million right now at the time of recording. Obviously, I paid 1.1, but I sniped him for cheap, so... 1.3 million, I do feel like you can get better than that. So value for coins, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I do think it's a good card, but generally speaking, I do feel like it's better for the price. But overall score for him, I'm going to give him a 8.9 out of 10. I do really enjoy the card at times, and it was a very deadly finisher when he got through and goal. And the skills definitely helped that at times. But overall, I just do feel that's a little bit too much. Maybe if he drops like 800k, I do recommend you picking up for that. But that's all I've got to say. So that's all for my review. I hope you enjoyed the review. I'm trying to hit 1,000 by the end of the year, so you can help me with that, so subscribing. I'd really appreciate that. If not, let me know what I can do better next time. But I've got nothing more to say, so I hope you enjoyed, and peace out, guys.